Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. Today, I have two interesting fleegers to show you. They share something in common. They're from different companies, but they're both under 40 millimeters. They both have sapphire crystals. They're both under 500 bucks. They're both made in Germany. So really cool, something different. A lot of people have been keying in to me on one of the pieces, and I'll get to that when we get to the watches. So kind of just gave me the impetus to film this video and show you these two, what I think are really cool watches for people looking for something in the under 40 millimeter market. For my own wrist check, unfortunately, I'm wearing two watches that nobody can get. This is the D Sub 50. I'm not going to apologize for it, but I was sent this to review back in late April, early May. Damasco released it in the second or third week of May of 2021, and apparently when they say release, they just mean they show the world. Doesn't mean they're actually ready to be purchased, so I'm actually still waiting for my allotment of them. I've had a video filmed and ready to go now for 5 months, so it's coming. The other wrist, I really can't show you too much. It's an Islander. It's on an H-link bracelet. That's all you're going to see. It's a 40 millimeter diver. That's probably coming around either the end of this year or the turn of next year. Anyway, let's check out these two fleegers. So kind of like dueling banjos here, if you will, but I'm really not going to pit one up against the other. Although the Aristo, I would say, is definitely the better bargain for what you get. They're both really nice watches in their own right. So like I said, filming the video pretty much because of this watch. I've just had so many people comment on it and say you really should highlight it highlight it more. So here I am. So this is the Aristo 5H100. Now what makes it so special? Well, it's 30.5 millimeters in diameter. It's a titanium case, and it's got a Swiss movement, and it's under 500 bucks. So I think that just makes it a winner all around. So let's get into it. So it's 30.5 millimeters in diameter. It is 10 thick to a flat sapphire crystal. It is 44 on the lug tip to lug tip. It is a screw down exhibition case back, and there you can see the SW200 movement. It is a 20 millimeter lug. It comes on this awesome brown leather strap with tied off stitching. Very vintage looking. Not a white stitch. Definitely is a little bit of an off color, a little brownish. Buckle. Screw down crown. Actually a screw down crown, so you have 100 meters of water resistance. Really, really nice. So let's come in the dial. So like I said, it comes from Aristo, which is made in Germany. You can see that clearly at the bottom of the dial. Excuse me, it is an A dial. So you have the numbers on the outside, and they're done in a little bit of a vintage lume. I don't think it's really old radium lume. I would say it's a little bit lighter in color than that. And then beautiful sword style hands without frames on them. So you get a full lume effect. Date window at the 3. I can see that's probably the biggest niggle probably that most people are going to have, is that there's a date on the watch, but it looks phenomenal. And the price, it's only $449, and it only weighs 56 grams because it is titanium. Like I said, made in Germany, very easy to read. Extremely well done. Like I said, even the strap is not a straggler. It's a very nice looking strap. 30.5 millimeter, perfect size for many, many people. Because pilots' watches, let's be honest, they tend to wear large because there is no bezel. So on a watch like this, it's 30.5 millimeter. The crystal is probably, I don't know, let's say 35 millimeter, where in contrast to like an SKX dive watch, which is a 43-ish millimeter watch, the crystal is 31 millimeters in diameter, 31 and a half or something. So this is actually a larger crystal and a larger viewable dial area than a much larger dive watch. So it's something just to keep in mind, especially if you're buying like a 45 millimeter Flieger. The crystals on those are tremendous. They're like portholes in a ship. Kidding, obviously, but very, very large looking. So let's contrast that with the entry from Laco. Now, from Locko, you get, Aristo's been around since, I want to say, like the 90s or so. Owned by Volmer, who also makes bracelets, watches. They own Messerschmitt. They own a whole bunch of different German brands. This is Laco. This is Locko, descendant of Locko and Co., which is one of the original manufacturers of the Flieger watch, World War II time frame. So we're looking at true history. There's really a lot behind the watch as a brand. Whereas the Aristo was titanium that was brushed. This is blasted stainless steel. No denying it's a gorgeous watch, and they paired it nicely on this one-piece nylon. It is an exhibition case back. There's not much to see. It's they call it a Laco 21 movement. It's really a Miyota 821A, which no screw down crown, but it does hack. That's a new feature of that Miyota movement. And that what you see right there, that's normal. That's indirect drive seconds. Totally normal for many, many, many watches. Don't worry about that. Don't let that freak you out. So this is the Laco 39mm Aachen blue. So model number 862103. We're looking at 39 millimeters in diameter, 12 thick, so a little bit thicker, to a flat sapphire crystal. 46 millimeters, so a little bit longer on the lug to lug. It is, as I said, exhibition case back. You can see there, sapphire crystal. It does come on an 18 millimeter strap. Okay, but still 18 millimeter, plenty of things to choose from. An 18 millimeter, maybe not in my store per se. I'm mostly a 20 and 22 store, but 18 is a very, very, very popular size. Water resistance of 50 meters. Like I said, we do have a push pull crown, not a screw down crown, and there is a ghost position, and actually there's a ghost click too. If that annoys you, I am sorry. Let's see, $410. And this one weighs 78 grams. Okay, so it is a whole 22 grams heavier. So over 30, it was like 35% or so heavier than the other one because the case is steel. Made in Germany, but look at that dial. That blue dial is beautiful. So they make this 39 millimeter watch. They make it in obviously an A dial and a B dial. So they make it in the other kind of dial with just the hours, and they also make this same watch in their 42 millimeter variant. They're all the same price, $410. You get the Laco branding, whereas if you step up to the really, really more expensive Lacos, like around $1,000, the branding disappears, as is kind of historically compliant and made in Germany. Both of these are going to glow really well. So let's do a little Lume. First up is that Aristo, glowing wonderfully. It looks great. The hands do glow brighter than the numbers and indices, but still very easy to read, especially considering it is a darker Lume paint. Here is the Laco. Crazy, very easy to read, obviously. Absolutely no trouble telling the time in the dark with this one. So who are these watches for? Well, here's a 6 3/4 inch wrist. Okay. What would I wear? I would probably wear a 42 just because I like larger watches on my wrist, but this would work for me just fine. It would work on a 7-inch wrist as well. Here you could see what they intended, I guess, on the strap. So 6 3/4. So this will go down to about a 6 1/4. Okay, right around there, and it'll grow up to about 7.5 or so, which probably be a little bit, 7.5 be too large of a wrist for this. I definitely transitioned to a 42 at that point, but looks fantastic, and because it's titanium, it feels extra, extra nice and light. So the Laco definitely has more presence on the wrist. Only 0.5 millimeter more in diameter, but 2 millimeters more in the lug to lug. And also, I guess the thickness, right? It's 2 millimeters thicker because of that Miyota movement versus the Solita in the other one, but still a very nice watch. I love the dial on this. The blue is gorgeous. Here I am on the strap, so you can see there's plenty. I mean, it's a one-piece nylon. There's plenty of room in both directions for ridiculously small to monstrously huge. Looks amazing. So that'll do it. This has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, showing you two alternative Pilots watches that you may not know about. Under 40 millimeter, under $500, and made in Germany. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. Questions or comments, put them down below, and I'll be sure to address them as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.